Gentlemen, all rise for the Rank King's court.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in on this now darkened Tuesday because of the weather, welcome once again to another episode of the Rank King's Court. We're here again. Everybody, welcome. We've got a big show lined up for you guys tonight. Always on set, Oracle Vo, Noble Knight Greg. How are we doing tonight, guys?
We're good. We're back. We're here. Ready to have some fun.
Cannot complain, Austin, whatsoever, I must say.
How are
That's
you
good.
doing tonight?
I'm doing splendid. Drinking a nice bubbly to soothe the stomach tonight. So I'm a little tired. If anybody hasn't noticed, I haven't gotten much sleep in the past couple of days. We had the Louis concert last night at Stage AE.
What you should be saying, Austin, is that you had a busy Valentine's Day. You know,
Did.
like put that out in the universe. You know,
Oh,
put that out in the universe, man. Come on, come on. King's gotta have fun on the V Day, man.
The V Day.
Yeah,
the V-Day.
the V Day.
All right. Well, enough of embarrassing ourselves. Please welcome, as always, she was in our Dead by Daylight episode, joining us again tonight for tonight's topic. Everyone say hi to Steph. Steph, welcome to the show.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Glad to be
Steph.
back.
What's up, Steph?
What's up?
Welcome back. We missed you.
Aw, thanks. Missed you guys too.
Mm.
Though I've probably seen Greg more recently than I've seen Austin.
That is definitely accurate. Yeah.
Well, you can
Yeah.
see Austin every Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m.
Who wants to do that though?
I
Some
show
people
up-
do.
That's
Some people
true.
do.
I
That's
show
true.
up solely to heckle, and then I move on.
That's fine.
Hey,
we love that.
We enjoy the comments. The more comments, the better. Even Chip is excited to see you. Look at that.
Hi,
Hey,
Chip.
welcome, Chip. Welcome to the show. Oh, man. Chip, I'm sorry your squares didn't hit. I really am, fella.
You weren't
I-
sorry about mine.
I feel like
Well,
Chip
you,
had more
you
than
whined about it. He didn't, so.
I feel like Chip had more than 5 squares.
Chip had 5.
Are you sure?
Why would Chip have more than 5 squares?
He had. I don't know. There was one with an asterisk and it said Chip.
There are 2 of them with asterisks. He told me to put those asterisks there. But yeah, Super Bowl Sunday obviously came to pass. Congratulations to our winners of Tim, Deke, and Brad. Money will be sent your guys' way very shortly.
Austin,
You didn't
I
send
was-
them the money yet?
No, I had to go through Venmo and everything to
Oh
make
my
sure it all
God.
passed.
Austin, real quick, I am curious. How is your little brother doing?
Yeah, that's the same question I asked that night. Surprisingly mellow. He was a little upset the last penalties that were called, and I had to bring up the fact, well, the Jalen Ramsey thing didn't get called, so
Karma.
that was the only touchdown passing that they had with that. So it was interesting to say the least. But overall, the show was great. Football actually was spectacular. A good Super Bowl to watch. The commercials were iffy. There was a couple
there were a
really
few
good
good
ones.
ones,
The
yeah.
There were some highlights.
The Sopranos one takes the cake for the number one of all time. So for that show.
I'm glad people
And then
watched it.
a
I totally
wonderful-
forgot the Super Bowl was happening.
You didn't watch any of it?
Biggest outlier
No.
I've ever met in my
Yeah.
life.
I woke up and Ryan was like, "The Rams won," and I went, "What?"
You're like, oh, that was today?
Yeah, I
That's
didn't
tonight?
fucking know.
And then the halftime show was probably the best I'd ever seen. It was spectacular.
Lit.
The amount of just generations of music that flowed through there. With I was very surprised with the 50 Cent cameo. I was just like, oh,
hanging
that
upside
dude's
down there.
Yeah,
People were
poor,
like,
poor
"What is he-"
50, by the way. Like everyone I saw on Twitter was fat shaming him and stuff, but the dude was hanging upside down. Like that takes some like.
And he's also 25 years older than
Yeah.
he was when
True.
that
Like,
song
that's
came out.
like,
He
that's
still
impressive.
looks pretty
But
fucking good for being almost
Yeah.
50.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I mean, like the dude literally brought himself up and hung himself like by his feet on there by himself. Like that's not an easy task by any stretch of the doubt. But yeah, I went over to Denny's. We watched the game together, and yes, I was having a heart attack basically the whole time because it was a very good game to watch. Not your typical Brady Mahomes. Like this was an actual game that everybody enjoyed.
Yeah.
So
We can't go a year with Katie being correct about something, so let's like kind of nip that in the butt real quick.
Yeah, and
well,
now
the Eli Apple stuff will die
Yeah.
off after.
I sent him something about that. But now that the season's over, everyone can train for next year. And Greg, where do people go to train?
Ah, I'm glad you said that. RankKing's Court is live today from Union Fitness Studios, located on the North Shore of Pittsburgh. Union Fitness is more than a traditional gym. It's a place where you can transform yourself inside and out, with a variety of classes based around fitness, yoga, strength, and performance training. At Union Fitness, they believe that it is their duty to hold themselves and their clients to a higher standard. They practice what they preach and uphold the values to make Union Fitness the community that it is. Go to unionfitness.com today to sign up for a consultation through Union. There is strength.
I'm not doing that.
Oh, come on.
Party.
It was good.
Party.
Liar.
Party
You're the
pooper.
first person to not do that.
I
Yeah.
didn't do it last time either.
The second person.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't need to touch too much on last week's episode because it was NFL centered and we kind of talked NFL already.
Yeah.
But let's get into
None of them
what
will
we're
come
gonna
true. But
That's very accurate, yeah.
yeah.
True. Some. I would have to think so. But let's get into tonight's topic. One of the craziest days was brought upon us when a flyer was released via social media of the When We Were Young festival.
Still shook.
Yeah. You guys want to take this? Because when I looked at it, I immediately said, I gotta go. I gotta go.
I saw it and I was like, there's no way. Like, there's no way this is happening. It's no way it's real.
I'm trying to remember who sent it to me. It might have been you.
It was me.
Yeah, you're the one
It
that
was
sent it to
me.
me. And then I promptly sent it to like 10 different people after
Yeah.
the fact. So
And my the immediate first text back was, Vo thinks it's a scam. And I went, okay.
It's like, I don't think it's
But
real.
there are a lot of red flags during this. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. It was supposed to be originally a one-day festival. Now it is moved
which
to
how
about-
I don't know how the hell you do one day for all
It's-
of that.
wait,
So
Wait, it's still one day.
It's still
we
one
have
day.
to
Three.
remember that.
Yeah.
Those bands
They're-
aren't scattered over these 3
No,
days.
they're all
They're
performing
all
one day.
Yeah.
performing 3 times on each of those days.
that I
Correct.
don't know how they're gonna do that.
Okay.
from what 11 to 11. So that's a run set time of about
So they've
crazy.
10
released,
minutes per band.
yeah, they've released the times. Most bands only get 20 minutes, except for like the top 3 billers. They get anywhere from 45 to an hour and a half. And they say that each of their stages are going to be rotating. So there will be one band performing and there will be a band tearing down, setting up on the back
no, no.
end.
Mm-hmm.
While, yes, that works, not for this amount of bands.
No.
And they're
No.
all, unlike, say, Warped Tour, who had bands playing at the same time but slightly staggered,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
this does not have that.
No.
Each of these bands is going to be performing at the exact same time.
This is Warped Tour on
It-
steroids, essentially.
Jenny's right. This could
This
be
is
like
Warped
this
Tour
could be like a
on
fire fest.
meth, and it's going to be
This-
bad.
I'm cautiously optimistic in this case because at least you're not going to have people staying in tiki huts the entire time with cheese sandwiches. You're in Vegas. You have almost an unbelievable amount of lodging and food options at your disposal, so you'll be fine.
I guess. I don't. It's a very interesting concept, to say the least, especially in Vegas, like of all places. Like Vegas is nuts. My buddy went there for his fantasy football draft with his buddies, and I couldn't tell you how like
They went all the way to
made it back
Vegas
in-
for a
Football
draft.
draft?
But I mean, if the league
Are we
does,
doing that next
Who-
year?
I mean, if the
Who
league,
got the money?
I mean, if the league did it, then why not? You know,
True.
We're doing it next year then.
the
We'll talk to
I'm
Deke
not
about that
participating.
one.
We'll talk to Deke.
Talk to HR about it.
Yeah, everyone start donating so we can get a trip to Vegas.
Yeah.
I did
But
poorly
donate
enough
bits at your
once. I'm not
discretion.
doing it again. Sorry, folks. The wheel
There is,
was one and done.
The wheel cucked you.
Yes.
The other big red flag for this is once you purchased your ticket, there were no refunds. So if the band that
Yeah.
you really wanted to see dropped out or the show was canceled,
Or you got COVID.
And a lot
Or
of
you got
bands
COVID.
didn't even know they're part of this, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, no. It's not that they didn't know they were part of it. They knew that there was a festival coming up.
They didn't
But-
know where it was, when it was, things like that.
Not even that. They knew it was going to be in Vegas. They knew it was going to be a weekend in October. But they were told that they will be warned ahead of time when announcements and final details are warned.
Okay.
And that did not happen. So certain bands, like Paramore posted about it, Taking Back Sunday, some of the bigger bands posted about it. But like Neck Deep didn't fucking know.
No.
A bunch of other
Hawthorne
bands
Heights
didn't fucking
didn't know.
know. And then they had to like scramble with their PR teams to get this word out. And then they came back later and were like, we didn't fucking know we were supposed to post it. They didn't tell us.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Steph, we can't swear.
I never agreed to that. So
to
That-
be fair,
I
it
think
was.
I think it's a separate contract with her and Deke, so it worked out.
Okay, I'm just...
To be fair, it did not apply to our guests.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. That we
And
did make
sure
that.
us.
That's true because we did have one of your buddies on
That's
that
true.
actually
And
that
and
went
I'm
up.
telling you right now, it sure as shit hasn't stopped Jeremiah. and I. Jeremiah
Well,
and
now
I,
that
our poor podcast is gonna need censored every once in a while.
It might take a while just to get those out there.
oh jeez,
It's been long enough.
oh jeez. All right, well, let's get into this topic, man, and one that the radical rankings a lot of times are not as like spectacular as the main ranking. These radical rankings are to holler at. So let's
holler
get
at.
into the first of our radical rankings. All right, so I tried to kind of word this in a way that was okay, but these are the top things of emo culture because a lot of the majority of this festival is made up of the old styles of generations of people that listen to pop punk and emo music. So it got me thinking, what has almost every person dived into with emo culture? What exactly defines it? There are multitudes of different things, and we're going to get into it, starting off with number 5. One that I only saw a numerous amount of times, but that actually took place, but I saw multitudes at shows, and that is writing song lyrics on Converse.
Huh.
I never
Austin.
did
Never
this,
did that either.
but-
Question: is this whole radical ranking just gonna be calling me out?
You might need to check your place stuff. I'm just saying.
Wow.
Do I still have my song lyric covered Converse? Absolutely, I do.
Do you remember what the lyrics say on them by chance?
They were a lot of a day to remember lyrics. A lot.
Good choice. Good
Couple
choice.
Linkin Park.
Oh, even
maybe-
better
maybe
choice.
some
I had no
All-Time
wrong with that.
Low.
All in the
Great.
same. All in the same pair or different pairs with lyrics.
Like I would write really tiny so it looked like script
Okay.
on my shoes. So like I ended up covering my entire shoes with like song lyrics. So it would be different bands, but I remember A Day to Remember, Linkin Park, All Time Low, Fall Out Boy. Those were like my bands at the time, but I was also 13, 14.
Can't go
Yeah.
wrong. Oh, no wrong with that.
No wrong with it. Yeah, I've seen, like I said, I've seen about, I can't remember who it was, but there are 2 people that I was sitting down next to them and they were writing the song lyrics on their Converse. And when I would go to Warped Tour and I would just see it everywhere, I was just like, dang, like I get like, because, you know, if you don't want a tattoo, why not just draw Sharpie on your shoes? Like I get it. You know, and a lot of times that's another thing that people did, you know, at least in like middle school, they would draw like little triangles and everything with black Sharpie and different colored Sharpies all along their arms.
Definitely
Yeah.
cheaper. I will give you that.
It's all a thing. Let's move to number 4. I couldn't really figure out a way to make this. So apologize for the title, but number 4 is Dark Room of Mystery. and almost every
Dark
single
room of mystery.
yes, I know, and it's basically just the decor of just
Like your bedroom.
various emo
Yeah.
and pop punk artists with just nonstop colors of black and gray and white, and just be like, this room's different, Mom. Like, Steph.
This is a reach.
Yeah, a little bit, bud.
I don't
Well,
know.
maybe
Steph's
not for
covering
Steph.
her
Okay,
face.
so I want y'all to picture this.
Okay.
A baby blue bedroom with ripped out posters from AP lining 3 walls. And then a couple Twilight posters hanging above the bed. That was my
That's
room.
another thing too. Is Twilight.
That's really creepy because my bedroom was baby blue colored actually.
Mine was. But I did not have Twilight posters.
No, I
or-
did not either.
I also had a cutout of Jacob Black. It is what it is.
I'm not surprised.
I'm still in my Twilight phase.
Oh, I'm aware of that. Yeah.
But this is just like any time. It was always like the room was covered in scene or artistry with some form of black and white or gray or anything. Like that's just kind of how it went. Like there was always almost a "do not enter" like poster on the front portion of the door.
The only thing I would say about this, the only thing I'd say about this is more scene culture than emo culture, because emo culture at the time really combined everything. Like pop punk wasn't really its own thing at the time.
Right.
Mhm.
Emo culture was punk, it was metal, it was screamo,
It was an amalgamation of
Yeah,
everything essentially.
so-
Yeah.
this is like the picture, at least, very specifically seen, in my opinion. So I would see this more at people at a Ready Set concert or Never Shall Never
Yeah.
than I
Oh,
would
man.
maybe at somebody who goes to Fall Out Boy.
True.
It's
You
fair.
never know. It all depends. It varies on the person. But number 3, I love the picture for this because it's just hysterical. Number 3, chugging Monster Energy.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Kind of looks like Austin.
It does not. Not in the sense.
One's a Mountain Dew.
Trevor
That's a
Trevor and
lethal
I-
combo
Dude.
right there.
do not look anything alike, to say the least. But I love this skit that he did, where it was like, this is just anybody whose name was Kyle. And that's all I could think of when chugging with Monster Energy or just breaking like walls and
Yeah,
everything.
I'm gonna sound weird. I didn't start drinking energy drinks until maybe like 23, 24, and then I stopped immediately afterwards. But I was more of a Rockstar fan than I was Monster.
That's true. I mean, let's say this. For the people that normally didn't drink at these events, like alcohol, like there was Monster Energy. Like that was
Yeah.
all.
Well, that's because they were free at
True.
like Warped Tour.
Makes sense.
There was
though.
also at one point, Steph, I'm not entirely sure, but there was a Monster Mist
Oh no.
shower thing
Yeah.
where literally
It smelled like
It's-
Monster. It was just water, but it would smell like Monster, and it was to cool you off at Warped Tour. I remember. I remember.
But it wasn't Monster. It was water.
But it smelled like it.
Huh.
They used like a scent thing.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was
Huh.
kind of gross.
it was like, hey, you don't want to get hydrated? Here's this energy drink that will absolutely destroy you throughout the day.
Yeah.
I'm
And that
glad
is
at least one
Monster
of
Energy.
these doesn't apply to me, because these always made me feel like I was having a heart attack, so I
Yeah.
didn't drink them.
Nowadays, people can safely chug liquid death.
It's
I don't
true.
drink that either. I don't drink coffee, Coca-Cola.
Liq-
That's all.
Liquid.
That's all you drink.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say liquid death is just water.
Just
so.
water in a can.
Yeah.
Some cool
Just sounds cool.
Expensive water in a
It
can.
is-
Hey.
it is kind of
I can
pricey.
drink from the tap for
God,
cheap.
God bless whoever came up with liquid death. I love that company. Just saying.
I have yet to try one.
For
You're- you're-
unofficial sponsors.
Yeah, your thirst will be murdered. That's all you gotta know.
Okay. Number 2, we touched on it. Attending Warped Tour. It was almost a privilege once you would go to your first Warped Tour that everything under the sun was exposed to a young mind. Like,
And literally, the sun as well was exposing you. Yeah.
that's
a
true.
A few good sunburns.
My first
And a
Warped Tour
husband.
was the last Warped Tour.
Mine too.
Mine.
That was here.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
your first Warped Tour was the last Warped
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tour? My first Warped Tour, I think I must have been 14.
Oh
And I
wow.
I was pretty.
begged-
I would think I was in 8th grade or 9th grade. when
I
went.
begged and pleaded, and I had to convince one of my friends' moms to go. and we dropped her off at the parent tent.
A parent
parents.
tent.
Oh, no, they had, it was called,
I believe
it was called adult daycare.
That's
it was
amazing.
written on a big white tent, and there was food and drinks and air conditioning for the parents. They had a special wristband. They weren't able to go to like the rest of the show unless they had a wristband, and they would just sit in there, and then they would drive your ass home later.
That's a long time to be in that tent, though.
But there was like stuff for them to do. There was
Gotcha.
like events for them. Like
Okay.
they weren't just sitting there on their phone. There was things for them to do.
Okay.
And you could buy a ticket to go into the show if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But I just we dropped our friend's mom off. She had books. She had like another person she knew there, and we
They just hung out while you had
yeah,
fun.
and we just went out.
That's
and
incredible, actually.
Were groomed by creepy men and had fun.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Hey,
Warped Tour.
Greg, since you don't have Instagram, this was one of the questions today.
Okay.
God. Oh.
What year was the first Warp Tour? 1995, 2003, 1997, 2000.
Wow.
This was the most missed question.
Can I
today.
give him a clue?
Yeah, it's one of those 4 choices.
It's the same age as me.
Oh.
Hang on.
He has to do math now.
Yes, I do. Wait, what were the choices again? I'm sorry.
Oh my fucking god.
1995.
Okay, that's what it was.
2003.
1995. Yeah.
That's correct.
All right.
I
That
got
was
it
the
right.
most. That was the most.
I was
missed one
doing. I was
today.
doing. I was doing
got all of
20.
them right today.
I was doing 22 minus 27. She'll be 27 this year, so that's why I was like struggling on that.
Correct. I will be 27 this year.
Mhm.
Denny's
We're
never been
gonna-
the Warp Tour.
Denny, you missed the fuck out.
Oh.
I had the best Warped Tour experience in history. So, can't
That's
really be tough.
literally true. Yes, she got engaged.
I did on stage with Blink 182 at the very last Warped Tour ever.
Yep. I would say the most memorable event that I had from Warped Tour, I had just gotten done a show, The Casualties, who were opening for Sum 41. And I crowd surfed and got to knuckle touch the singer from Sum 41. So that was amazing.
Nice.
to
You
say
mean
the
fist
least.
bump.
Knuckle touch.
Well, yeah. I didn't want to like punch his hand, so we were like,
Hey, at least you made it the whole way.
A slight touch.
Yeah.
and
Just let 'em know you're there.
finally, it's not a phase, Mom.
Oh God.
this picture.
Oh my god.
This picture killed me.
One thing I will say, I'm very glad my mom did not let me do that to my hair.
The amount
I
of
would've
hairstyles.
regretted that.
Yeah.
The amount of hairstyles that we're seeing of this at Warped Tour, and it's not just the hair; it is the style, like the Converse, the tight, like black jeans with rips in it, like the black, like polished, all of it, the bangs curled, like it's not a phase, Mom.
Too much work for like a Monday morning at 7:30
Yeah.
in the morning for school.
That's why you learn to
Too much
like
fucking
put
work.
just a little bit of it into your daily attire, and then it works.
Also, the raccoon tail dye, expensive as fuck. So goddamn
Ugh.
expensive. That's why my mom wouldn't let me do it. She was like, too much money. All right.
I like how that was the reason.
She let me get that stupid ass feather in my hair instead, and then it ripped my hair out.
Oh god, I remember the feather thing. Like when I was in high school, it was everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was supposed to get mine out, and then my hair fell out instead.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah. That was a stupid fucking decision, too.
Yeah.
But that is what I believe to be like more of like maybe emo scene, but those are the top like things that are associated with that group of culture. Let's get ready for an even bigger one. Radical ranking number 2. We watched this poster get put out, and immediately we were all like, yes, we have to see these bands. However, there are a certain number of bands that were excluded from this concert and from this festival.
I'm honestly stunned that some people were able to find snub bands from this one. Seriously, just because
Hey,
this list is incredible.
Seems like
There's
everybody
there's
ever is on
No,
there.
they're snub bands.
there is a very big one that we'll get into at
Okay.
number 1. But and obviously there's honorable mentions that we'll talk about. These are just ones that I personally listened to during the time frame of what this is supposed to entail. So let's start off with number 5, a big one, and I remember because I found them through on-demand music. So this is number 5. Cute is what we aim for.
Wow. Okay.
I guess for a festival like this, it makes sense.
Yeah, I
Now I wouldn't be like, I want to go see Cute is what we aim for. But
But
No,
just not
they
having them
deserve it
at
on
the
here, yeah.
show when it's supposed to be like emo and pop punk from like
The mid-
how many
2000s.
years ago.
Yeah.
And like they weren't like the top band, but they had a number of amazing tracks.
are they still
that were
together?
put out. I don't know actually. That's the thing.
I
think they are.
I doubt it.
I would say
That was a long time
maybe
ago.
they didn't get snubbed. Maybe they aren't together anymore.
I'm calling it a snub regardless. So if you had the ability to come back for
They had
this
breaks.
thing and you
It says
said no,
was, so
That's, they lost all their members in 2010, except for the
bring it
front
back.
man.
Reunion show.
Yeah, it could have been a good,
okay.
could have been a reunion show for them.
Exactly. They had all the ample opportunity, and it was not presented to them. So, sadly, no. Number 4, this is a kind of a big one in its own right. Simple Plan.
Wait, they weren't on this one?
No.
Oh my
Simple Plan is
God.
not on the lineup.
This is a big miss.
How are
I
they not on this?
Full agree that this is a big fucking miss.
Wow.
I literally remember looking at this and going, no Simple Plan?
That is surprising. Holy crap.
Right? Like, you figure, and it's only going to go up from here. Like, if we're starting at this at 4,
Oh my
Like,
god.
Pain.
it's kind of crazy when you think about how, like, they defined a certain feeling of the emo punk genre and made us feel like crap listening to their music, like how they would not be included.
I don't want to say feel like crap, but
They certainly made me fucking sad.
I
Oh,
That's
yes,
what I'm
right.
entailing. More, okay, not crap. Made me feel emotional.
that's
you
better.
still put Simple Plan on and cry to yourself. Like, that's just what you do.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, listening
Um,
to Simple Plan, some of their songs, I'm like, my dad doesn't love me, but my dad very much loves me.
So those songs that you're like, hey, can you pretend to like be broken up with me for like 5 seconds, like 5 minutes?
Oh, just like Taylor
some of the
Swift's Red
song.
album.
Let's move on to number 3. This is a big one for me anyway. I don't know about you guys, but this is a band that I cherished in like middle school and high school. And when I found out that they weren't on this set list, I was very upset. Number 3, Alisana.
I didn't listen to them.
I
no,
wasn't-
me either.
Yeah, not a huge
This-
fan. I've heard of
Oh,
them,
man.
just not.
I know who
not
they
crazy
are,
about
but
them.
it was just not. They didn't have any kind of place in my teenage
Angst.
emo.
They
days.
were more of like the sense of emo in like a screamo setting. Like it was just wonderful to hear how like differential, because they incorporated a lot what like normal bands would do now, like a clean vocalist and a vox of just mixing perfectly, all in retrospective. They had an album called The Emptiness where like every track was the this, the that, and it was just wonderful. The Thespian still holds in high regards, and there is actually a song, the music video of one where they pretend to be a high school basketball team, and it's just a bunch of uncoordinated scene kids playing basketball against like actual basketball players.
I can
And
dig
thought it
that.
was
That's funny.
Absolutely hilarious.
That's funny.
But big miss in my mind. I just thought with like the way that, you know, this group and like, I mean, this group played with like a majority of the groups that are on the set list. So it's me again, not a big fan of why they were left off the list. Number 2 is a big one in my honest opinion, because I think they honestly almost defined sort of a setting. Number 2, Under Oath.
I thought they were actually on this one. They're not? Huh.
No.
No, they're not.
No.
Though I see Under Oath not being on it more as a fuck no, we don't want to do that.
Yeah,
than
that makes
a,
sense.
They were snubbed. If anything, I bet you Under Oath snubbed them. To be honest, like it just doesn't seem like Under Oath's thing. I guess.
They're too cool for it.
Not even that. Like, I just think that
Their
they
music
would,
now is very different than what it was way back then.
that, and I
obvious-
just think they would also look at it and go, "That doesn't make any fucking sense." And just wouldn't
They
do
were
it.
the logical ones in this. Number one, possibly the biggest miss I have ever seen. Fall Out Boy.
I fucking hate you.
Sorry. Sorry, Austin.
Do you have to show up?
What? What did you?
I thought that's
No,
why.
I didn't.
I thought that's why he was staring in silence.
No. Austin, you'll see.
I
this.
hate you. I hate you. Again with this Nickelback crap.
because he was like shocked. He just didn't know.
All right, Fall Out Boy.
Oh God, that's funny.
How in the world do you miss this? Like, of one of the bands that defined emo punk.
Are they like
How-
a thing right now? Like, are they making music?
I think
again
they.
right
I think
now?
they are. Yeah.
Like, if they're
It
not
makes
actively
no
working together
sense.
right now, I'd understand.
I mean, Austin, I get it, but here's the other thing too. Like Fall Out Boy is also the band that kind of like I think we could all agree kind of like went above and beyond
Mainstream?
past this. So
Mainstream.
yeah, they went mainstream. So it's kind of like I don't think they necessarily need to do this in all seriousness. Like
I thought they were taking like a massive break after their last concert series, like with Weezer.
That makes-
And I thought they weren't.
I don't
doing
believe they
anything
were.
for a while to work on
Oh.
more music. Like I thought
just-
that's why I was so excited to see them with Green Day and Weezer because I thought they weren't going to be around for a while.
It just seems like a thing that, when people describe like emo pop punk, like Fall Out Boy was in everybody's lockers. It was
Oh,
on
God,
every
yeah.
CD
True that.
player.
yeah,
So every MP3, every iPhone, like it made no sense as to why they were not included when you have bands like A Day to Remember, like Paramore, ones that were like just as big. Like, why would you not include them in this festival?
yeah, Austin, you're not wrong. But here's the other thing that I would bring up too is that like Paramore was like deemed as the next one to be Fall Out Boy, and they just never.
Didn't.
They just didn't. They never. They got way. They
A
were way.
couple good songs.
Oh no!
but-
Like I'm not saying that Paramore's bad. Like
Yeah.
I liked
I
their
think
stuff.
Paramore's a great band. I just don't include them. Like even once they were on the Twilight soundtrack, they kind of weren't in this
Right.
genre for me anymore.
But Paramore, when they were like at their height, they were doing like arena shows and stuff like that. Like this is like Paramore's not a band
Yeah.
that if you like listen to them now or stuff like that, they are not an arena show band whatsoever. So like they got way too hot way too early and then never like kept up with it. But Fall Out Boy just has that like knack that whenever like when their music came out, like when From Under the Cork Tree came out and stuff, like they just exploded onto that point. So that's kind of how it works.
Anyone have other bands that should be there?
Gym Class Heroes,
Oh,
Yep.
good one.
100% Gym Class Heroes. I saw them live at Slippery Rock and they were awesome.
I know why they're not doing this, but Blink 182.
Yeah.
I
that
can
was-
understand
I
that.
understand why they're not doing it because Mark still is immunocompromised,
Right.
and he needs to get better first.
Yeah, right.
But like, it's really hard to have an emo-driven
Without them. Yeah.
festival from the mid 2000s, and there not be Blink 182. And I also don't think it would be the same because it's not the original three.
Right. Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, Matt Skiba, great guy.
Oh yeah.
Not the original three. It wouldn't feel like right.
Is Newfound Glory on this one? Because I didn't see their name on
No.
that.
Nope.
Newfound
not
Glory would
on
have to be
there
put on there
either.
too.
I
Yeah.
would say Good Charlotte.
Good
Oh,
show.
that's a good one.
Yeah,
Charlotte
Good Charlotte
fan.
should be on there.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love the Wonder Years so much. I don't think they should be on this.
Yeah. I agree.
I didn't discover the Wonder Years. Maybe it's just me. I didn't discover the Wonder Years till I was in college. It doesn't make sense. I would have been in late high school, early college when the Wonder Years were like a thing. They don't make sense to me on this list.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a numerous amount that I had. You had the successful emo band known as Aiden. I thought that they should have maybe been included on this. I don't know if anybody else has heard them.
I have no idea who that is.
Mm-mm.
They actually have a song that is named after the next band, which hijacked the poster, and I thought it was hilarious. It was I set my friends.
I was
on
gonna say
fire.
that. They're
They
basically
should have
making their own
been-
festival, like in the parking lot now.
That's
That's
amazing.
what they're
I
trying
love
to
that.
do.
That's
Um,
amazing.
Definitely don't believe that they're on the list, but I wrestled a bear once. They were just the
Are they
the
still
main-
together?
I don't know if they are, but the main one that I know is not together that I wish should have been on this list and should be on this list is Yellow Card. And I know that they're
Oh
not,
God, that would
rest
be
in
great.
but you
Rest in
can't you gotta have them on here. Like reunion show, bring them in. Like that would bring in so many fans. Like
It makes
Yellow
sense
Card,
though, that
another-
they don't want
Yeah,
to.
they don't want to do Ocean Avenue ever again. We all know that. They don't.
you could argue Panic at the Disco, but none of their members are from what they started.
Yeah,
every year.
the Panic at the Disco is now not an actual band. Let's be real.
I still love them. Sorry, Brendan
They're
Urie.
good. I wasn't a big fan
problematic.
back then. I hated them back then.
Yeah.
They annoyed me.
Another
actually.
another one. It's because the one is kind of an actor now. 30 Seconds to Mars.
No, Jared Leto's a fucking psychopath. I would not go to any show where he's at because he'd start trying to get people into his cult.
Well, is Falling Reverse on this poster?
No. I don't
Let's,
think so.
yeah, let's not go down that road.
I was gonna
saying,
say that, but
let's-
no. We'll just stay away. From
we don't need a rant.
Sorry, if any band should be on there based around Ronnie Radke, it should be Escape the Fate.
Yep, that's another one that didn't make it. So.
Bowling for Soup.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Give me Bowling for Soup.
Though I will say, I've seen Bowling for Soup every year for like the last 7 years, and not a single fucking piece of their set list has changed.
But they're fun
It's
though.
the same
They're
song
so fun.
every single fucking time.
So fun.
They always sing the Phineas and Ferb theme song.
As
and
they should.
fucking play Stacy's Mom. which
As
is
they
not their
should.
song.
It is in our hearts. Let's be real.
Well, to be fair, neither was 1985. So
Yeah, but they re-recorded that. They never really re-recorded Stacy's Mom. They were just like, people think it's us, so we're gonna sing it.
Which is great.
basically.
It's so great.
all right, let's get into a very interesting topic here. It is time for the great debate. So with all talks of festivals and bands, I figured let's do this. Let's create our own showcase of who opens all the way up to who finalizes it. Once a band is taken, you are not allowed to use that band.
I love it.
So this is
I
gonna
love
get
it.
This
very,
makes it fun.
this is going to get very cutthroat very quickly.
hmm
But keep in mind, we are going from opener to closing.
Oh, so we can't just pick 5 bands. Like we have to.
No.
Like, oh
No,
man,
that's
this is gonna
specific
suck.
order.
This is gonna
So-
suck.
It's going to get very interesting very, very quickly. I assume Forager is at work, otherwise he would be watching
He
the
did
show.
text me the order.
He texted
though.
the order.
He did?
Oh my
I
God.
texted him before. I was like, "Hey, you know your role. Like, if you're not gonna be here."
Shut your mouth. Yeah.
And he
You know
said,
your role. Shut your...
Steph, Austin, Vogue, Greg.
Wow. Dick move.
Tell him he's currently my favorite person.
Oh my God.
So what is it? Steph,
Unbelievable.
Bo, me, then Greg?
Steph,
the
Austin,
order?
Vogue, Greg.
Okay, so I'm second. Okay.
Unbelievable.
Sorry, Greg.
All right.
He's my favorite person
I'll
right now.
stew.
So Steph, let's get into it. Who is your opening act?
I'm gonna start problems fucking early.
Hate you.
My opening act is Neck Deep.
Oh my
I
God.
knew that was
What
coming.
was the opener? Oh Jesus!
See, this is what I mean. She's just
She's just evil.
evil.
She's
This is not cool. This is not cool.
I'm leaving you one of your bands, so I knocked them off my list for you.
All right,
so
thank
don't-
you.
I'll probably take that.
I know. This is what pisses me off.
Sorry.
This is-
I'm trying my best.
I know. It's okay.
All right.
Oh wait, I gotta type it.
My...
So okay, so I am going to say a band that I was very shocked at one point was an opening act, and just from how much I listened to them in middle school through high school, my opening act, give me the Devil Wears Prada.
Okay.
Okay.
I used to love them, and then I had an ex that drove that band into the ground for me.
Overplayed it.
No, he was obsessed.
Huh.
Like, frighteningly so. And I was like, I can't do this.
Well, it's what? It's like Christian metalcore, but I always just call it Christian core.
I keep
'cause I'm
forgetting that they are too.
Yeah.
It's weird when you find out like how many bands are actually like Christian.
Yeah.
I used to vibe to Relient K until I figured out all their songs were about God, and then I said, well, that's a crisis. See ya.
Crisis of Christ out.
Oh my God, or Christus, if you will.
I'm dead
Christ.
ass wearing a shirt that says Sad Witch right now, so obviously.
Yeah, it goes with the territory. Yeah.
Okay, vote.
How
do you
many?
got?
How many bands are we taking again?
I think
Let's
five.
do 4.
Four?
You want to do 4?
Yeah, we're on a
think
time
that's-
crunch.
Oh,
We'll
fair
do 4.
enough.
Yeah. Okay. So my opener will be I Prevail. I feel
Ooh.
like they would get the show
Opening.
going, get everyone in the right
Vibing?
spirit.
Yeah. No, I.
Kind of heavy. They'll get the people going. Get
Oh.
it started for everyone.
Oh yeah, get hyped. Absolutely.
Oh man. Whew. And Greg.
I'll take this now before someone does it. Give me state champs.
I was
I,
gonna.
that's
that was
exactly
gonna
what I
say
meant
Chips.
for you.
Give me state champs.
I
They-
was between them and I Prevail.
I
but
want to
that
take.
was it.
Yeah. Give me state champs.
Oh jeez.
Cannot wait for the new album. It's gonna be awesome.
You're welcome
All
for
right.
that picture, too.
Yes, thank you.
Steph, you're up.
Okay. My next band is going to be Simple Plan.
Mm.
They
Ooh.
are, I saw them at Warped Tour in 2019 at Atlantic City, and I cannot tell you the joy I felt being in a crowd of 30,000 people singing What's New Scooby-Doo.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
It was by far one of the best experiences, and my husband didn't watch What's New Scooby-Doo.
Oh my
So
God.
He's like behind me. I'm losing my shit. And he's like, what is happening? And I'm like, Scooby-Doo.
Ryan needs to get his shit together. Oh my
just-
God.
I think he was just a little bit too old for it, I guess. Or like it just wasn't his wheelhouse of things. But
Yeah.
Understandable. Okay, so we're going with 4 now, so I'm trying to see how this would play. It seems like always the second group on has a like different style of music in taste. So I'm gonna take this. I know no one else will. My favorite band, Give Me Dance, Gavin Dance.
wow, that's pretty early for you.
I know.
I
Believe
kind
me.
of assumed they'd be later on.
Yes, I know. I'm hoping names will be left. Otherwise, this is gonna be a really
I know. That's why I'm trying. I'm trying to
Show.
think. Do I want to take my favorite bands now or
Or
wait?
like wait.
Well, we only have 4.
Yeah, that's the
That's
point.
true.
And we're going like opener to close, so that's the other problem.
All right. So after I Prevail, we'll go with one of my favorite bands. We'll go Amity Affliction.
Yeah.
Ooh, good one.
So
I-
far,
I-
Mo didn't pick a single band I'd care about.
It's true. I would say
The only person who has is Greg.
Amity Affliction, I think, opened for I Prevail. So that is an interesting take of swapping it.
Swapping
Yeah.
How that would work.
Swapsies.
All right, Greg.
Not a bad one.
So this one's gonna be like a little bit kind of weird of a going from stage champs to this one, but I love this band and I love their stage presence. Give me Motionless in White.
No.
Their fans terrify me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greg, you can't even deny it. When
No,
we
I
went-
can't deny it, but
we went to their show. We like looked at each other like we're
Oh.
we don't
but they're
belong
they're
here.
so
Like,
fun though. They're
I-
so
what a
good
great
live.
show,
The
great
only time I've
show.
ever seen them was at Warped Tour, and I was like standing in the back because I was waiting for the next band that was supposed to be on that
Yeah.
stage, and I just heard, "Excuse me," from behind me. I turn around. This child couldn't have been more than 12. Is wearing black skinny jeans, Converse, a ripped up white T-shirt with fake blood on it,
Yeah.
written in Sharpie, Motionless in White.
Yeah.
And she has black hair that's hanging over her face like the chick
I
from The
believe it.
Ring.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I'm just trying to have like an amalgamation of everything basically, so I'm happy. I'm cool with it.
what a weird concert you're going to.
I'll be happy. I don't care.
All right.
All right.
I was thinking about taking them
Yeah.
for that pick.
All right. And now I feel like it's gonna get into the nitty gritty here. So
This is where shit hits with
Where-
me, yeah.
Steph is gonna go one way. I'm hoping it's not what I think, but go on.
Give me a day to remember.
No!
It is they are my absolute favorite band. They are my favorite. I
That
would
hurt.
have waited,
Do
them last,
compromises.
but I have another option, and I knew it was gonna get taken.
I love how all of us like wanted them to be like the one beneath the headliner too, because we were like, this is the perfect band for it.
My favorite thing in the world is that Jeremy McKinnon's wife name is Stephanie. So every once in a while he'll tweet like, I really love Steph, and I'm like, thank you. I can't believe he hasn't blocked me on Twitter.
Well,
Jeez.
the night is young.
All right. Well, yeah, that throws a wrench into what I was doing, but luckily I have a backup just in case. Just recently watched a video of them performing with Ed Sheeran at Eurovision.
Oh,
Bring me the horizon.
That was gonna be my next.
that's
one.
a great pick, bud.
I,
Yeah.
you know,
Tight.
I remember
I
seeing
really-
I saw that video too. I was like, what the fuck?
it was cool. I loved it. I dug it. Like going from like comeback season to performing with Ed Sheeran. Like who would have guessed?
Apparently, they're gonna do more music together, which is an
not mad
amazing.
about it.
That's amazing collab right there.
I would love for bands to just do that. Like going
Ed
from like
Sheeran
how we
too.
always
I'm
said,
perfectly content.
yeah, like even when Nelly and Tim McGraw like got together and did their own thing, like that was amazing too in its own right. Like I love when different genres clash, so we need more of that. But yes, I'm going with Ollie Sykes with Bring Me the Horizon.
Solid pick.
Fair enough. It's your turn, Bob.
I'm gonna go with, like I said, they were one of my favorite bands growing up. I'll go Good Charlotte.
That's a good
That's
one.
Throw
good.
them into the
That's
mix.
good. I like that.
So I prevail.
Amity Affliction and Good
Amity
Charlotte.
Affliction then goes very like not softer, but softer in Good Charlotte. I don't hate it. That's interesting.
I don't know if I would call Good Charlotte softer. They talk about some wild ass shit in their music. It just
Well,
isn't as heavy.
That's what I
Vocally.
meant. Okay, so softer music. All right,
All right.
Greg.
So, all right. So this is gonna be a little weird. So bear with me. It's gonna be happy-go-lucky. Start off with state champs. Then we're just gonna go get crazy wild with Motionless in White. Now we need a band that's like somewhere in between the two, and I feel like would also be like a great vibe to it. Give me the story so far.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
You can definitely get a feel of who we are as people by listing
Yeah.
off these shows.
Another concert I'm excited for in April. By the way, that's gonna be a great show.
Yeah. I haven't
That
bought my
is.
ticket yet.
That's okay. We got time.
We'll see.
Eh.
And the final group, the headliner of the evening, Steph. Who is your headliner?
I gotta go with the band that my father introduced me to and that got me to where I am. Give me Green Day.
Ooh, that's good. That's really good.
I would not like the music I do right now if I hadn't have gone down to the basement, taught him my way down there, and been like, Dad, what are you listening to? And that fucker handed 6-year-old me Nimrod by Green Day.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Thanks,
I
Dad.
don't know. I don't know why I just thought of the King of the Hill scene where it's, what you listening to, son? I don't think you like it. It's, why? I love this new generation of music. Like that's exactly what I thought of. Oh man. My headliner, it defines me as an individual through just seeing through movies, through everything. My headliner, give me Ice Nine Kills.
That is
Bill-
not what I expected.
I'm surprised you didn't take that earlier.
I know, but here's the thing: their production value, they do their scenery of what they do. They have to be the last band
Yeah.
because you all lead through this giant cluster of chaos and then bring forth to the gods of horror metal core. Like, I will take Ice Nine Kills and die on that.
One of
hill.
Deke's favorite bands, actually, which threw me off when he told me that,
He's the
actually.
one that got me into it.
That's not something I'd expect either.
Yeah.
He's the one that got me into it. I
Yeah.
wouldn't know Ice Nine Kills today without Deke. So shout out to you.
All right.
So this one, I'm gonna kind of take your route with it. The band Taking Back Sunday kind of got me into this type of music, so I'm gonna pick Taking Back Sunday to headline, to main event it.
Nice.
Yeah.
They're opening for Third Eye Blind at Stage 8, I think, in May.
Might have to go.
That's who my husband said he was going to go see when he was actually going to go talk to the production staff about how he was going to propose to me.
Oh really?
Oh, that's cool.
I went to go see Neck Deep, and he said, I want to see Taking Back Sunday. And he left. And then he came back later, and then I passed out during Bowling for Soup. Really thriving.
And Greg, your final one. Who is headlining your tour?
I bring it all together with the three that defined so much of what we are as a generation now. Give me Blink 182.
That would have been
Just
my
have-
fifth if I could have picked a fifth.
Yeah. I also
Yes,
thought about
Tommy.
Fall Out Boy too, but I was like, let's go.
Just have Tom in the
I
corner.
Totally forgot about
Where
Fall
are
Out Boy.
you? I don't know. I think like if I started off with a sense like, granted that Dance Gavin Dance is the one that kind of breaks from it, but almost isn't, like, kind of would be weird in my mind to like have a different style of music be separated from what brought up it, I guess I should say. So
If we were also picking like bands that no longer exist for obvious reasons, I would have highly considered Linkin Park.
Oh.
I never got a chance to see them live, and it breaks my heart.
It breaks your... I was 10 days away from seeing them. 10 days.
Oh, because the last time they were in Pittsburgh, that was when Chester broke his ankle.
Yeah.
We canceled the show.
I was 10 days... I was supposed to see them at Hershey Park Stadium. And then all of a sudden, my friend Amway calls me crying. And he's like, we're not seeing Linkin Park.
Oh,
I was like, what do you mean? And everything went to shit.
yeah.
well, y'all know the drill at this point. We'll put these on social. You'll vote to see who had the best lineup of artists in concert. We'll have to see how it is. There's a lot of finger pointing right now, depending on who you are. But I think we all could say that any of these shows would be fantastic to go to.
Honestly, yeah, I
Yeah.
give any of them.
I'd pay this in a heartbeat. Everyone, go use the facility. Grab a beer. Grab a non-alcoholic drink. Whatever you want to do. And we'll be right back with the versus section, the top 10 ranking of Steph.
We're having a versus battle?
It's always versus battles. Shit. Always. Go do those things. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Let's dive right into sports, as I have strong opinions on that. Which college team could beat a professional team in the same sport right now?
Okay.
There is not a single answer that is better than the LSU Tigers defeating the Cincinnati Bengals.
Even if I know the pitch that's coming, every other part of me is still normal.
That's why it's frustrating for me, Greg.
It's like okay, if I know what something is coming, I know ahead of time. I still have to be able to do the action to get the result that I need.
Okay, so they won 3 games in 10 years with 3 rebuilds.
I don't lose at arguments. All right.
Especially about fast food. So yeah.
You will never walk alone. Guess what? Now you will. Coronavirus.
I barely touch my girlfriend's cat. The most I'd be willing to do is like just kind of put my finger on its forehead and just like.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with us is Alex Kazor from Steelers Depot. We are live with Ryan Smith, professional cornhole player in the ACL. Ryan,
What all franchises were you able to work with in the NHL?
With Phoenix, Carolina, and Detroit.
So here is Moorhead's ranking. Moorhead is my cousin. He is the rank king.
Higher
Top 10 extra Power Rangers.
Oh.
This is the top 10 emo songs of the 2000s.
There's only one correct answer for number 1. Why is F is for Family better than Futurama when Futurama is like Star
think-
Wars for potheads? Like
I know.
I'm
Well, I think
We have one or two that are mad in the chat.
You're welcome for that.
All right, we're gonna get banned.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the quote-unquote headliner of our show.
Huh.
The top 10. I found it very interesting for this one because we are going to go the top 10 bands in the When We Were Young festival. Of all the bands that are listed that look like it's a middle schooler did a bunch of band logos on a sheet of paper, we're going to pick 10 from these that are the top 10. So Steph and I are about to blow y'all's minds with our music tastes.
Well, one of us will blow our minds. The other one we're just going to argue with probably.
That's true, but you know what? It's blowing your mind enough to make an argument, correct?
I don't think that's how that works.
Gotcha. All right, so Steph, please start us off with your number 10.
Now, I will say, I didn't go based off of, like, nostalgia for these. I went based off of who I enjoy listening to the most if I was at this show.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do it nostalgia-based. So my number 10 is Black Veil Brides.
You lost.
Oh my God.
You lost. That's it.
Listen.
Oh my
Listen.
God.
That's it.
Listen.
That's the worst concert I've been
Listen. Listen. Dude's hot, man.
Oh my God.
He's good looking. He's got a good voice. And he's good looking in the year 2022. I won't say 2013. Man looked like that fucking headdress wearing fuck that used to show up at Warped Tour.
I honestly think he's a vampire. I really do.
He's hot as fuck, so I don't care. Edward
Yeah.
Cullen me. I don't give a fuck.
I was going to say Robert Pattinson there, but I don't know if that's right.
Edward Cullen me. That was close.
That's no, that is
True.
Robert
That's
Pattinson,
true. That's
yeah.
why I went.
I'm very aware.
Not a fan of this one.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
The one
Well, good
song
thing it
that
ain't
I,
fucking your lineup, buddy.
That's true.
and here's the thing, like we said, who we would like and who we would argue. It's sort of shifting factors, but
A
who
little
depends
bit,
on
yeah.
what the next
The
pick
rest
is.
of mine are good.
Okay.
I will
This
say,
I'm
one-
glad
I'll
you
agree with
acknowledge
that.
this one's
This
bad.
this was
This is a
was
personal choice.
This was my guilty pleasure pick.
That's fair.
Ooh,
That's fair.
Period.
Okay.
understandable. For this, I will say the only song I ever listened to, I think, by Black Veil Brides was Knives and Pens, and still a banger of a song. It comes on my...
It's a bop. It is a bop. I still listen to it. Bop.
Number 10 kind of would seem like my guilty pleasure pick, but I don't really know if it's guilty pleasure or just how it relates to the variety of different bands on this list. It's a band that I discovered through a Warped Tour CD that had a bunch of music videos on it. And I still listen to them. I was listening to them on the way coming home from work today. So number 10 for me is Atreyu.
Okay. I
Decent band.
yeah. I can respect this one, Austin. Yeah.
The first ever song I listened to them was The Crimson, and I had been a fan ever since then. The older albums had a more emo sense to it before they went rock more or less in songs like Doomsday, Becoming the Bull, Blow, and then, you know, obviously they kicked the lead screamer out, and the drummer has been the vocalist ever since, which he also, Vo, if you did not know, he features on one of the new songs off the Silver Scream 2 album from Ice Nine Kills.
Which one?
I want to say it's Jesus. Hold on.
Austin didn't do his research.
Tisk.
Research.
The funny thing about Atreyu, though, every pop punk night with DeCarlo's there, he's like, "Is this Atreyu?" Like, and every song that comes on. It's like,
I
"Is this
honestly,
Atreyu?"
I thought it was.
that.
I mean, I thought it was just a running joke with him or something at this
It
point.
is
Yeah,
like, yeah, it's just funny. So every time I hear them, I think of that.
So it was the Box. Brandon Saller is the drummer from Atreyu. The Box, obviously, I believe, in reference to I don't know why I thought Pyramid Head. Jesus, Pinhead. So I don't know why. But Atreyu for me at number 10. Steph, what is your number 9?
So my number 9 is where I really hit where, like, this is not nostalgic for me because I only discovered this band 2 years ago at Sad Summer. Mom Jeans.
Oh, they're great. They're
I've
great.
I've never heard of this one.
I
Dude, I
did.
love
I'll
Mom
have to
Jeans.
look them up. I don't think I have.
They're like 3 of their guys are playing Just Friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I had never heard of Mom Jeans before, and then I went to Sad Summer in
Yep.
Philly
Oh,
with
okay.
a friend from work, my old job, and he didn't really care about any of the other bands, but he's like, I'm really fucking excited to see Mom Jeans. And I went, who the fuck is Mom Jeans? Like, I had never heard of them. Like, I didn't even know they were on the bill. And he was just like, you gotta listen to Mom Jeans. So we spent like half of our workday listening to Mom Jeans instead of actually doing our jobs.
Yeah, no, Mom Jeans is really good. I think they're opening for Story so far, actually.
They are.
They're gonna be great.
Part of the reason why I'm excited to go see Story so far as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, but yeah, Mom Jeans was at they were at the first Sad Summer in Pittsburgh too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Best song by them, hands down for me, Edward 40 Hands.
Yes.
It has the beginning opening to from Bob's Burgers where Sheen goes, Mom Jeans, and then the song starts. Like it's wonderful.
They're kind of like, I kind of put Mom Jeans is a genuinely good band,
Yes.
but if I had to place them in like where I would put them, they're kind of in the same frame as Oakley Dokley. Do you all know what Oakley Dokley is?
Yes.
No. Oakley Dokley. They're actually
yeah.
coming to Pittsburgh, and I'm going with some
It's
friends.
an actual band name?
Yes. They are a band that all dress as Ned Flanders
Yep.
from The
Yep.
Simpsons, and all their songs are about Ned Flanders from The
Oh,
Simpsons.
wow.
It's just
Very mean band.
it's the strangest thing I've ever heard in my life.
But
Actual
It's
good,
funny.
They're a good band, though?
But they're good. Like, you don't you think it's gonna be shit, and then they start playing, and you're like, oh, it's a song about Ned Flanders, but oh.
Kind of reminds me. I mean, I knew the group, but like the feel of it always makes me think Eskimo Callboy. I don't know why, just because they're
good
outfits.
band.
And
I
all
should have
their
put them in
music
my
stuff they do.
in my lineup.
You should
That
have.
should have been my openers.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Look them up.
All right.
My number 9 is definitely more nostalgic, just based on like how it was listened to. My number 9 might seem very low to others. It was okay for what I listened to. I kind of fell off the wagon listening to them, but mine number 9 is Taking Back Sunday.
Okay.
Good choice. Good choice.
Oh, look at praise! Look at praise finally.
Should be higher.
There we go. Okay. Well, anyway, Steph,
They're not gonna get any
Your-
higher, Mo. Sorry.
your number 8.
My number 8 is probably pretty low to some people, but like, I just don't have the same desire to see this person as I maybe would have 10 years ago. Avril Lavigne.
I
She
like that. That's actually pretty.
She
that's fair.
really fucking lost me after that Hello Kitty song. She just, it creeped me out.
I think for nostalgia purposes, like I would love to see her because I don't think I've ever seen her live.
I've never seen
Yeah, I
her
don't think I
live,
have.
but she would have like any music after 2013 could not be played for me to be to enjoy it. So she's pretty low because I'm like, I don't trust her to not sing that fucking Hello Kitty song. Also, she was married to the lead singer of Nickelback. Taste low.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
were married a while too.
They were married
They
a long
were.
time.
Is it because Chad Kroeger almost looks like a more athletic Nicolas Cage? Is that why, Steph?
I mean,
It sure as fuck doesn't help.
no.
For anyone
That's a good
wondering,
point.
I
That
really
kinda
do
does
not
look like
fucking
it.
like Nick Cage.
I think a lot of people feel the same way. In fairness.
I've never met somebody that has agreed with me that Nick Cage is awful. Everyone's always like, Nick Cage is so funny, and I'm like, no, he
My
sucks.
girlfriend hates Nick Cage. She wouldn't watch. What was it? The Pig movie on Hulu. She
Great.
still doesn't want to watch
Great.
that.
It's great.
National
I mean, who
Treasure
else
is
is
the one and
gonna-
only movie I've seen with Nick Cage in it.
There's a great story about Nick Cage about how the reason he does so many like horrible movies is because he's so much in debt from just buying castles and cars and all this stuff that he has to like earn money in order to pay off like how broke he is.
It's kind of like when people
Maybe
donate
he
bits.
shouldn't have built that weird ass mausoleum in New Orleans then.
That's part of the reason he has to pay it off. Yeah.
Dude's a fucking weirdo. Also, he keeps
I mean,
dating
who else is gonna
underage
who else is
women.
Gonna,
Freaking me out.
who else is gonna like dress in a bear suit and then punch someone in the Wicker Man remake? Nobody. That's just Nick Cage.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
Weird.
My number 8 again might seem low. Big fan in middle school. I would not necessarily say they would be like a top choice now to listen to, but their songs still recollect with me. Number 8 is The Used.
Okay.
It's perfect. I mean, like, still like the all-time best song for me. Blood on My Hands. I will still listen to that song just for how crazy and you could call it gore graphic, whatever you want to call it, from the music video. It was just something that I played and I was just like, this satisfies the music in me and it satisfies the horror in me. So I will say that for my number 8.
Fair enough.
I like it.
They were at
Give it
Fort Ford,
to you.
right?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were.
Oh, yeah, their heart stopped working.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
They had their big heart symbol hanging down from the rafters at Fort Ford, and it was supposed to be like lighting up and like beating and shit. Stopped working. It like died during like their 3rd song, and just never lit up again.
Talk about heartless.
Oh, number 7 still. What do you got?
My number 7. Sorry, a little low. The Story So Far.
Oh, that's perfectly placed. I'm cool with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Story So Far. I think that's perfectly placed, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
was
dig
like,
it.
I really like them. I like to go see them, but I probably would not care so much in a like big festival.
Oh
setting.
no, I'm right there with you. Yeah, there's
I-
like way too much to see.
I want to see them at max a stage AE. Anything bigger than that, I'm getting into like I don't care anymore territory because there's too many people and it's too much.
Yeah.
True.
So,
again, might seem low for how much I talk about them. Number 7 for me, the horror infused group Ice Nine Kills.
You just had them as your like.
I know. But here's the thing.
But there's a lot of good bands.
Yeah.
There is now factor of seeing them versus nostalgia factor of other bands seeing that kind of conflicts with how this ranking is done.
Okay.
So 7 for me. If this was now of how I wanted to see of just not seeing anybody before, they'd be closer to the top. But for me right now, they're at 7, which their Valentine, My Bloody Valentine song was just released as a cartoonized music video.
Saw that.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Hilarious. The screamer from Corpse Grinder, he just swings his hair and it just murders like how many people, and I was just like,
Jesus.
this is unreal.
Well
But that is my number 7, Ice Nine Kills.
All right. Well, my number 6, very much in the same vein as The Story So Far for me. Like them in small shows. Excited to see them when I do see them in small shows. Big festivals, 4 years strong.
Yeah, you know what? They were good at Fort Ford, but there was just something like I don't know if it was during the day or if it was just because it was like.
I would rather see them
Too
either
much going on.
be the like before the big main act or be the main act. That's when they like come alive to me.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen them really early on in festivals and shows, and they just don't feel the same, I guess.
Yeah.
I want to see them at a Roxanne or a Altar Bar when it still existed.
Yeah.
I used to go see them there, and they were fun there because it was a smaller crowd that they could control and they could
like,
interact with.
Yeah.
Interact
They're
with them.
very interact focused.
Yeah, I think they're a better like building show, I guess,
Yeah.
instead of an open.
I'd rather
setting.
I'd rather see them at an indoor show than an outdoor show.
Mhm.
I feel like they lose the crowd if it's too big.
Understandable. I'm gonna go with, again, this group. Very shocking that it would be this low if you know me. I've seen them countless times. I just think in a festival setting, it would bother me in some way that I'm not closer, that I'm not more in depth. So number 6 for me, as much as I love them, is Dance Gavin Dance.
Wow,
I
Austin,
know,
you are
I
like
know.
You're selling so many of your favorites short. Like this is
I
weird.
I know. Well, again,
with Austin
nostalgia
on this
versus
too.
now.
I
Nostalgia versus now. It's just like also in a festival setting, I'm always front row for Dance Gavin Dance. I've
Okay.
never not been front row in a Dance Gavin Dance concert. So if I don't have that, I feel like it's not the same to me, which might be just personal bias. But I've also seen them 4 times, I'll say. So seeing them wouldn't do anything but be like, I'm seeing Dance Gavin Dance at a festival or just another show. So 6 for me.
Fair enough. So my 5, kind of low. Sorry. But Paramore.
Oh.
Here's the thing. Paramore to me doesn't fit in this festival in a way because they don't like their old music anymore. They don't like
That's
to
true.
play it.
That's true.
So I bet you even at the When We Were Young festival, they're not going to play decode. They don't fucking like playing
Yeah.
that song. Like, they will only play their new stuff.
Yeah.
And while I'd be very excited to see Haley Williams in person, I don't give a fuck about their new music.
I think because they are actually currently working on new stuff right now, so I'm not sure what type of vibe they're gonna have. Like I remember, I think I'm trying to remember when it was released, but whatever the album was that had Hard Times on it, like I thought that was good, but it was just
It wasn't pop punk
It was
anymore.
not pop punk. It was like
They got away from their original genre, and that's fine. Look, some great Taylor Swift got out of country. She moved into pop. Paramore has left pop punk and has moved just plain into pop, and that's fine. I don't want them at a festival like this.
yeah, that's fair.
I want to see them because it's Paramore, but I would rather see them in a stadium and pay too much money for it than pay too much money and them not fit in with the rest of the festival.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. My number 5 is going to sound a little odd to some people, but Steph had already mentioned. I'm going with Avril Lavigne for number 5 for me. And a lot of it might have to do with nostalgia, but I'm curious because I am hearing the stuff that she is working with Travis Barker, and it's got me intrigued of how much punk is left in this woman and makes me excited. Plus, again, never seen her in a
Is
show.
Travis Barker just on everything now?
Dude,
It
listen,
seems
listen,
that way,
listen,
yeah.
listen. Travis Barker is now the DJ Khaled of pop punk.
They said
Let's be real
Pretty
about
much,
this.
Travis
He
Barker
is.
said, we can't tour because Mark's sick. I'm going to do everything.
Literally.
Because for a while, Mark was on everything.
Oh, like
And now it's Travis's turn.
if you listen to Pop Punk's Not Dead playlist on Spotify, almost half of the songs on
You're
there.
wild to think I don't already have that.
I'm just
favorited.
saying that like half of the songs on that playlist are produced by him.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah. So
All of Neck Deep's one album. Oh, I can't remember the name of it right now. I'm drawing a full blank.
which one? Peace in the Panic?
Most recent?
No.
The new
The
one?
Gold Steps is on.
Oh,
Mark
Life's
produced
Not Out
that.
to Get You?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mark produced that. And it's one of my favorite Neck Deep albums.
Mm.
And then he was on. They recorded December again with him.
Oh, that's right, they did.
Like I'm in fully advanced in more, maybe it's more of Travis Barker influence, but like I even listened to like the song Emo Girl from MGK and Will
No.
Smith. Like it's got me feeling some type of way. I don't know.
That video came out. It popped up on my YouTube. I didn't watch it yet, but it's out there. The music video.
If you guys ever go to Pop Punk Night in the future, it's been banned from Pop Punk Night.
Really?
Did he actually ban it?
Yeah, he tweeted. He was like, "It'll never play." He specifically was like, "No."
Look at Adam putting his foot down.
I was like-
love it.
I favorited it. I was like, "Thank you."
Shout out
I
to
hate
him.
that fucking song.
Shout out to him.
But Steph, instead of drowning your hatred, drown us in your number 4.
My number 4, this band makes me feel things. The Wonder Years.
Oh,
I'm seeing them next month. I will cry.
with me, and I will be there
Yes,
to witness
he's
it.
going.
Yeah.
My husband's going, and
That I'm excited for
Listen.
too.
listen, I got into a huge fucking fist fight at a Wonder Years show.
Ryan's dealing with that, not me.
Yeah, that's when you're like,
No,
I don't know her.
This
Yeah.
bitch deserved it. There was
God.
a guy who was sick, and he had like sat down. I told him, I moved over and I was like, sit here, like so you don't like get sick. This bitch, he like must have like bumped into her. She started kicking him in the side. So I
What?
grabbed her and I said, "What the fuck are you?" Like I let fucking loose on this bitch, and then her boyfriend got involved, and the security came over, and then they moved them to VIP.
Oh, I remember this story. Yeah.
And then I went, and I was like, abso-fucking-lutely not. And I went down, and I found, like, the person in charge of the show. And I said, hey, one of your security guards just moved a girl who assaulted a sick man into VIP. And then I watched her get tossed into the street.
Good.
That was by a huge security dude. I was like, this is the best day. And then I got to
So-
finish watching the set.
So honestly, I think Steph is more or less going to the Wonder Years show for a rematch in the parking lot.
That bitch
Yeah,
was,
what
she
if
was
you
at the
run in-
Fillmore in Philly. So I don't think I'll see that bitch.
I was
You
gonna
never
say,
know.
What if you like ran in there again?
Oh, she was ugly, so I would definitely recognize her. She was. She looked like every horse girl from 2013. So I went, oh.
Aw.
I went, oh, I'd recognize that bitch in a heartbeat.
Wow. Austin, what do you have for your number 4?
My number 4, I touched on it in my lineup. I have listened to them and their music evolve and change and just in the right direction. Number 4 for me, Bring Me the Horizon.
They'd be fun to see.
There's something about from how Ollie just let loose and absolutely killed his throat through the Come Down album that
a psycho?
I don't know.
I've heard.
I seem like he would be a very interesting talk to, and whether that's nice or whether that's not interesting as in Charles Manson interview, I don't care. I think that
okay, might be a little out there.
Yeah, I think you went a little far, but
not
right.
too far with that one.
But just how the music has changed, and we always talk about how artists evolve, it always is worse, and it's not the case for Bring Me the Horizon. Their zombie, whatever it calls, EP that was put out is just phenomenal. Teardrops is one of the best songs that they've ever done, and they even collab with a song on there with Baby Metal. And
oh my god!
I remember the Baby Metal.
I hated
song.
that at first.
I'm not a baby.
Like it.
I'm not a Baby Metal fan at all.
No, I'm not either. But that song
at all.
It goes the song that leads into it is the buildup, and it's just what are we getting here? It pops the top off of everything. Not only that, but Youngblood's on this EP in his own retrospective of Bring Me the Horizon. They have the lead singer from Evanescence on their final track. It's so good. It's so good. Give me that to see live all the time. Bring Me the Horizon at 4.
All right, that brings us to the top 3.
So my number 3, Neck Deep.
No, my heart. My heart.
I adore this band. They really are starting to they are pretty close to edging out A Day to Remember as one of my favorite bands. And that's only because A Day to Remember's last couple albums just haven't hit the same way for me.
Yeah.
After Common Courtesy, they kind of dropped off a little bit for me. But they're still really good, and I'm actually, one of the tattoos I'm planning is going to be my half sleeve, and on one side it's going to be the Homesick album art, and the other side it's going to be
oh, that's such a great idea. Oh, I love that.
So it's literally two guys facing each other, but both albums have different meanings.
That's badass. I love that.
And then the imagery around is going to have different band symbols hidden, so that's my sleeve plan.
I love that.
It's pretty cool.
But they're just so good. Greg saw me watching them at the show.
We lost our voices the next day.
I did lose my voice, and I had to give a presentation at work the next day, and I had to explain I screamed my lungs out last night.
I was on a conference call the next day, too, and I had to talk, so that was not fun.
So sorry. You're not going to understand what the fuck I'm saying, but here I am. Worth it.
My number 3, I've seen them twice. You're right. The new evolution of it hasn't hit, but maybe I'm just looking for more of a nostalgia sense. For number 3 for me is A Day to Remember.
Hey, listen, we've all seen A Day to Remember live. They are fun.
Yeah.
Live.
They are so fun live. I will never forget the feeling of Jeremy McKinnon running over my hands in a hamster ball. But I mean, there's a lot of drama with them right now, which sucks, and I'm worried it's going to affect their music. I'm genuinely expecting at least one of them to leave the band within the next year or two, whether leave willingly or be forced out.
Well, I'm curious because when their last album came out, the tag for it was that. I think Jared McKinnon was quoted as saying that this is our happiest album ever, and that was kind of what?
Their last album?
Yeah.
I could see that on Common Courtesy.
No, when that's literally what he was.
They
quoted.
have a song called Resentment.
I know it's weird.
That's when they're happy.
Yeah, it's so strange.
Let it go,
yeah.
I guess.
Maybe he's taking it as a way of more happier sounding than heavy sounding, which would make sense in a way because there are a lot of more softer tracks on their latest.
It is, yeah.
More poppy.
Yeah,
poppy songs.
I mean, Austin, me and you were on the group text as our former producer was. As each song was going through, he gave his live impression of it, and they were not impressed. Yes. And he was not impressed, to say the least.
Yeah, their last 2 albums just
Not the same.
They're not the same. And like Common Courtesy was really different, but Common Courtesy was really different because it was their first self-produced.
Right.
They were free of their shitty contract. They were making their own music the way they wanted to make it. But then they re-signed back onto a record label, and it's not the same anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I preferred their self-produced.
Yeah.
It didn't do super hot. Common Courtesy was not their best album, but like, God, that album got me through college.
Yeah.
Really fucking did.
Believe it.
Yep. Alrighty. Our top 2. What do you got, Steph?
I was one ahead of you. I put 2 as A Day to Remember.
Yeah.
Because they're always going to mean a whole hell of a lot to me. Like,
I will never, if they are coming to Pittsburgh, I will never not go.
exactly.
Never.
Right.
Yeah, you just have to.
You have to. Right.
They went on tour this past year, and they didn't come to Pittsburgh.
Which is crazy because they sell out the Pete every time they come here.
Always do sell out. Also got into a fist fight at a Day to Remember concert with a drunk man who groped my friend.
Had my first concussion at a Day to Remember show, and he was there to witness it. So
I love that for you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
yeah,
they're just
crowd surfing wasn't good in the Greg.
no, it was not.
Oh,
Yeah,
Smallest guy of the group.
and I got
dropped
yeah.
twice.
And it was
That's
my back that killed me,
Yeah.
not my head.
That's because you got to be a girl and everyone wants to touch your butt.
So not cool.
I wish
Remember
I
that
was.
for next time.
Yeah,
So
clearly.
Wear a
just
wig.
have a girl butt next time. Greg.
Just have a
Everyone
Wear a
will-
wig.
I'm gonna have to squat a lot now. Is what you're saying?
Austin, what's your number 2?
Yeah, mine might be a little bit higher and might seem like a cop out maybe just because how the bigger the text was on the poster. But man, I love their music from when they played in their pop punk stage to where they are now in like their indie pop stage. That's kind of like from my brother's sense of it. I'm gonna go with Paramore too. Like I am interested just because through Ian I've been able to divulge and just listen and in depth more of indie and pop music and how it plays out. And I don't know, something about like Paramore and like the different contrasts. This would obviously be when they would be playing their old stuff, which I would, in my head, they are. So that's where I'm going with this at 2.
Yeah, that is actually a great way to describe them now. Indie pop. I think that is kind of the better way to describe their sound now.
Yeah, I would think so.
Now probably, but they did have a period where they were just full pop.
Yeah.
And then we have our number 1.
I'm just saying,
We
Austin.
want to say this at the same time.
I'm
Like,
just saying,
feel like
Austin.
it's
If they're
the same.
not the same, I don't know you anymore.
I'm just saying, I think they're the same. But
Okay. All right. Same time.
okay,
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
My Chemical
My
Romance.
Chemical Romance.
No, Austin had Nickelback.
I've obviously never seen My Chemical Romance. They were a big part of what got me through middle school to part of high school. It's the one which shout out to Chip, by the way, because he's been snubbed on the Black Parade and My Chem for how long? It's here for you, Chip. It's here for you now. So there's just like whether you listen to them for the what I can't think of the album title, but it's like 3 Drag something, I don't know. Or if you listen to them, it was the album before the Black Parade. It's like if you listen to that one,
all that
3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. Thank you.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah. So whether you started listening to them in that, whether you started listening to them in the Black Parade, or to when they went, who knows what elsewhere for their like kind of like Oriental like pop like rock phase or whatever it was after. It was phenomenal. Like they are
like they're not one of my favorite bands, but I would like to see them.
I feel like they're the white whale of the music that we like. Like you have to see them at least once to know that they're real.
So My Chemical Romance has never been one of my favorite bands either, but I describe them this way as they are one of the original Trinity. So it was Blink-182, it was Fall Out Boy, and it was My Chemical Romance.
That's fair.
And
That's
you
fair,
had
yeah.
to see those 3 to be emo. And then when My Chemical Romance broke up, fuck.
we couldn't get
Everyone's incomplete now.
You couldn't do it. And I remember being like, I saw Fall Out Boy. I saw, Blink 182 in like middle school. And then I was like, oh, I just got to see My Chemical Romance. And then they announced they were breaking up. And I was like, fuck. Now I can't. Can I share my favorite piece of My Chemical Romance trivia?
Go ahead.
Because of My Chemical Romance, we have 50 Shades of Grey.
No.
Oh, no.
It's accurate. Okay. So My Chemical Romance, don't do that. My Chemical Romance came to exist because Gerard Way was on a ferry in New York City on 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
He formed My Chemical Romance because of that trauma. Stephanie Meyer got the inspiration for Twilight from My Chemical Romance, and she had a dream about it, in which Gerard Way was in the dream, but she replaced it with Edward. She wrote and produced, and Twilight became big, and then 50 Shades of Grey was Twilight fan fiction that became big. So because My Chemical Romance exists, we have 50 Shades of Grey.
Thanks a lot, Gerard Way.
Oh, can we move on to number 2 now?
I mean, it's sure as shit not their fault in the long run, but because they exist. Well, I guess more or less 9/11 cost.
Oh my God.
Anyway, thank you for that, ladies and gentlemen.
We
As
have our
always,
top 10 there.
all our stuff is on Twitch. All our stuff from this is going to be posted on social to have who had the best top 10. You can always find us here, the RankKing's Court, 6:30 on Twitch. What you need to do now, go watch Deke stream video games. He's good at it. Yeah. Twisted Tea.
I will say I vote for you just
Phasma last
because
week.
Steph's number 10.
He was telling me about that. That was funny.
So I will vote for Austin for this one.
Rude.
Don't announce your pick ahead of time.
I'm announcing
Spoilers. Thank you everyone who tuned in. You can always find us here 6:30 on Twitch. Greg, grab that gavel.
I was gonna say I'll let Steph do it this time.
It's buried under a fucking basketball.
Yeah.
All right. Court is adjourned. I don't like that noise at all.
I say that.
You can't say that.
Sucks.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Court is adjourned.